Hello everyone, and welcome back to some more Elden Ring invasions. Today we're still at meta, or rune level 125, and I'm going to be showing off my slow improvement at learning the spacing of Messmer's Orb, um, where, at least when I'm doing the voiceover, I figured out that you can kind of hit a 45-degree angle from where you start, but you do get to make like a 90-degree turn on where you're facing. And it does an amazing amount of damage and really good knockback. And there the host was in the backstab anime, or I think it was a riposte animation of the Faramazula Beastman, so he wasn't damaged by the blast. Um, but thankfully I'm able to follow up really nicely, and that was just a really fun jump of the Ash of War, and that's part of why I love Elden Ring, is just all the really fun terrain situations. So, GG guys, good. I think they had taken down the dragon, so they're not going to be too bad off on getting back there. So here I am in the Stone Coffin Fissure, and there I was just praying that I was in the correct spot to get down. Um, Fortunate for me, this phantom is either AFK or not paying super close attention, and I'm able to take them out quickly and go up against the host, which is using a very strong jump attack build. Omen's Smirk Mask increases strength by 2, they've got 2 Omen Killer Cleavers. Here I'm testing out Land of Shadow, the Sunflower spell, so it has a lot of projectiles. They don't do a ton of damage, but they do have good range and tracking, so I'm not, where this particular build went, I'm not going to be using that spell much anymore, but I did still want to try it. There I predicted the jump because of the raptor's feathers and just how they were playing. Actually, they're not wearing Omen Smirk Mask. Good for them. GG jump attack guy. That was still really fun, and even though I missed the read, and I probably should have gone for a jumping heavy. But in the meantime, say goodbye to Rajir as I land an amazing ballista shot that just launches him off of a cliff. Bye. Yeah, the hand ballista is one of the most useful weapons in my arsenal. And here I'm checking out the Divine Beast Curve Sword. Now these guys decide, there's 2 of them and 1 of me, so instead of going to go fight Fire Giant, they are going to try and murder me. However, I have this thing, which is a giant storm caller and has an amount of hyper armor, and somehow has a knockback on one of those, so that was fortunate. Now the Phantom's gone, and I put rejection back into the spells, and just because of how fast it is incredibly useful. Bye guys, at least you have full flasks for Fire Giant next time. Yeah. And so, as you can see, I've been shaping this build into more Fire Knight stuff and themed. And I think next video, I think it's going to be 2 videos, will be debuting like where the build actually has gone. But the Fire Knight armor with the cape boosts spells like Messmer's Orb, and so that way it does a little bit of extra damage. So, and I think the combination of the Fire Knight Sacred Seal plus the cape, it does more damage than with like just Erdtree Seal or any of the other Sacred Seals on their own. And then now here are 2 Taunter's Tongue guys in the woods, and I'm very fortunate to have a co-invader that knows what they're doing. They have Mogwin's Sacred Spear and a shield, and they know very much enough of stuff to not Ash of War and obliterate me. And now, the Great Sword of Damnation has gotten a nickname called Golden Crutch due to how it functions. the Rust Bucket made a really good video explaining the mechanics of it, um, because it functions as a grab, and it only checks for iframes on the host side, not not the I mean, not on the host side, but on the attacker side. So if there's lag or latency, it can cause a lot of strangeness. However, grab attacks are amazing and really fun, and this guy is doing an absolutely ridiculous amount of damage with Glintstone Chris, which can do as much, if not more, damage than Golden Cross with a single for half the FP, since the first initial charge of it I think is only 10. And here the Beast Claw guy ends up joining in, which is really, really great, and especially because that Phantom was over leveled, and now the two of us finish off the host and celebrate. GG everyone. That was a really fun invasion on all sides, and I think it also demonstrates that people throwing stuff is always still one of the most powerful things in, well, a lot of these games. There I was a bit late for my co-invader. I was the second invader to spawn in, and I didn't see any indications of a fight, so I was waiting up over here for the ambush, figuring I was assuming that there was probably two phantoms. Now the host just preemptively jumps down to be very safe, leaving me to square off with the phantom on the pipes. And they're using the Bleed Sword Lance, which is Gaius's weapon. When it is a heavy thrusting sword, and with being bleed infused is quite powerful, and they've got the turtle shield in order to increase their stamina regen. So I'm trying to use Troll's Roar on the Blizzard Great Sword to send them to a gravitational death off the side here. However, the Phantom's doing really well. Now, I don't know whether or not that particular heavy thrusting sword has a combo or not, but it is still, with the bleed infusion, it's quite powerful. But now that the host is throwing kookaries at me, which do a little bit of bleed buildup and actually have a decent amount of stagger, I don't want to engage in that fight, and it's time to pull out the trusty hand ballista. I really like having 20 strength. That way when I two-hand the hand ballista, I get full damage, which is very, very useful. So here I am just trying to pelt the host and the phantom. Ideally I would be knocking them off the edge, and there the phantom has, I believe they have golem arrows on with their great bow. They aren't using rain, they're just trying to knock me off this pipe. Now, I didn't know it at the time, but very fortunately for me, there is another pipe behind me. So even though and they do a good job of waiting for Endure to run out, or if they're just aiming, they get knocked off the side down to the lobsters, and I just have to run back around because there's not really a good way back up from the point that I'm at. So GG Phantom, gravity was on my side today. Here I'm just running really fast to try and catch up before they get all the way down, because I just don't want them to have the opportunity to resummon, no temptation, and as a result I push them off with my scythe. GG guys, way to TT through the sewers. Alright, now, and here in the second to last clip, I am back in the prayer room, and as you saw, I think at least one person was infected with rot, and I have again Horn Calling Storm on the Divine Beast Curve Sword. This thing was just really nice one-handed. I think it might scale better with strength in terms of damage, but it does really well with at 60 faith in terms of just having very nice damage, and also because then I don't have to worry about two-handing it and I have a free hand for spells. And curved greatswords also have pretty decent hyper armor. Now this is actually a really nice mix-up from the Phantom there, because I was expecting Giant's Flame Take Thee, and they changed up to the Scattershot one. And there, I leap over the top with Messmer's Orb, which is actually really cool. I missed the Phantom, but I end up getting the Host and causing an amount of chaos. Now, as soon as the Hunter spawns in, I know that like I can play angles and and I was doing pretty well against the two of them. 3 is it's a little bit, and by a little bit harder to manage, I mean way harder to manage with 3 health bars. It's kind of possible to keep 2 people at bay even though that's kind of a small room due to the corners and angles. 3 is much harder. But thankfully, this blue is a flask delivery service. So thank you very much for delivering the flasks. Really appreciate it. And now it is back to myself and the Host and the Phantom, and I've got my flasks back. So I have a considerable advantage. And again, Messmer's Orb is amazing. If anything that is taken away from this video, it's that Messmer's Orb is absolutely wonderful. And as you can see, I've got the Fire Knight seal at this point. So the build's coming together. And for this very last clip, just again, a nice Messmer's Orb ambush, and then using Horn Calling Storm to deter anyone from coming back into this hallway. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next video. See ya!